Thanks everyone. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will focus on du command in Linux. So basically, in day-to-day, we are working with the multiple applications. So those applications we can install and configure in the Linux servers, Windows servers based on our requirement. So once that application is up and running, the application will fill the logs in particular files or directories, or it will fill that some configuration, it will store some user data into the particular files. Okay, so while storing the data, sometimes what happened, right? The disk space should be reached to the 100%. So that time, how we can check that disk space? Okay, so using du command, we can verify it. So du means it's a disk usage. So with help of du, it will provide the detailed usage reports for individual files or individual directories. Or with help of du, we can estimate the file space usage and it will provide the size of the files and directories. Example, if we want to verify the particular file size, particular directory size, how much size the files are occupied, how much size the directories are occupied, that time we can see by using du command, we can execute it. Sometimes if the folder, our home directory will be reached to the 100%, in the same home directory, one application is running, that time the application got stuck. It should not be accessing, it should not be able to route the traffic. Okay, so in this scenario, how we can automate? So example, if you want to verify manually, that is tedious for us. So that is where, so using shell script, we can write one shell script to monitoring that disk space of the files or directories, and we can set some thresholds. Example, if the disk space is reached to the 80%, we need that email notification. Or using shell script, if the home partition is reached to that 90%, we need that email notification. So that is how we can align that shell script and we can write it. So in that shell script, we can use du command and it will send the disk space details actually. So how much home partition consumed, how much OPT, how much USR, like that. So based on our requirement, it's every 5 seconds or it's every 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it will fetch the details and it will send the details to us through the notification. So that is where we can use du command. We can just take that disk usage details and it will send it for the files and directories. Okay, so we can use separate command also, df-h. So we will see that in that separate video session actually. Okay, so now let's see how to use that du command and what are the options are available. So here is the some syntax using du, options, and files or directories. So here I have provided a couple of examples. So let's execute these examples actually. Okay, so let's see. So this is a Linux server I have taken. So if we can use ls space -alert, it will list that files and directories. Du space, first I can use du, then I can give that any one file or directory name. By default, the du will be provided in kilobytes. Okay, so if we need those files or directory size in the human readable format, so we need to adjust this command with the options actually. So you can use -h option, so it will be provided as a human readable with the megabytes. Or there are a couple of other options also available where we can use k, it will shows that kilobytes. This is anyway, this is the default behavior, and we can use m for it's a megabytes. Instead of m, we can use h also. Okay, so these are the default commands we can use. Sometimes what happened, right? We are working with, this is my home directory. So here I need to check all the files and directories with the size. So where we can use du space -sh start, if we can put, so it will display the files and directories from the current working directory, what is the size they occupied. Okay, so not only here, And if you want to check for only particular directory with all the subfolders and subdirectories, you can use du space -ah. A means all, H means it's a human readable format, and you can use star. It will display all the files and directories which is there in the inside of the directory also. That means it will display the home directories, and inside home directories what are the subdirectories and files are there, it will display it recursively. Okay, so -ah means list of the files and directories with their sizes, I mean in the subdirectories as well. Okay, so or if you want to check for only particular directory size, du space -sh, you can use it Ubuntu, it will display it. If you want to verify for that inside of the particular file only, du space -sh, you can give the particular desktop. You can use du space -sh. I can say dir1, dir2. Now see, it will display the multiple directory size. Okay, so if you want to display entire directory size, if you can put star, it will display it actually, or you can use other option also. 1 second, there is no 1 second, -ah you should have to put elements. Now see, only inside directory one, there is no subdirectories or files. Okay, so and one more thing, sometimes what happened, right, we can use exec. I can go to the inside of this directory. I need to list the files and directories inside of exe, but I need to exclude something. Okay, so in that case we can use du space -sh, and you should have to put what things you have to use x, and you should have to provide the file name or directory. Okay, but make sure the syntax should be -exclude. It excluded test4.txt and it displayed all the files and directories. Suppose if we can remove this, it will display all. See here, test4. Okay, so we can also list out the size of the individual home directories also. So even you can use du space -c also should work actually. So where we can use -home star, if we can put, it will display it actually. Okay, so it will display using that subdirectories also actually, like how we are using du space -ah, the directory star, the same way this command also should work. So and even apart from this, we can use with the modified time also. So what is the time modification? We can use -time also should give actually. Earlier it is giving only size and the file or directory name, but now if we can use -time, it will be given that date and time also. What is the latest date? What is the latest time it got modified? Okay, so this is how the du command should work. So you can go through this, what are the discussion commands we have done. So if you have any questions, please comment in my channel, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.